Stage 1 Private. Situation brief. The badge confirms clearance. Inside, an interagency cable waits cold paper, hotter implications. You verify the seal and scan the access log who handled it, when. Small details set the tempo of what comes next. The cable codes and classification mark the folder as strictly need to know. Only a few names can touch this. The timeline lays out the climb critical nodes where choices pull the ladder up or leave it in place. ATEC verifies your gates, matching compartments to this file. Clearance is permission and responsibility. The earpiece locks you into the feed. Outside noise stays outside the room, makes you small and tuned. The redactions carve out what you mustn't see. Your scope is narrow by design. Your actions must be precise. Your signature ties you to the document and entry in the chain of custody and in accountability. You carry the directive out of the room and into the day. The order is adhesive, it sticks to you. You mark the pivot on the map. A single arrow reframes everything you've been told to contain. The overlay pins a target zone in an unfamiliar urban sprawl. Your plan must fit that city's geometry. You run a silent sweep, cataloging rhythms and breaks in the environment. Patterns teach you when to move. A secure channel waits for your confirmation and exchange that will ripple up the chain. The liaison gives the clipped update. Red team models confirm assumptions and flag blind spots. You reshape the operational zone in real time. Borders change as risk data demands. Your risk device reconciles the brief with the present temperature, traffic, unpredictable variables. You observe their baseline. Tiny deviations are the first honest signals of escalation.
Containment protocol.
For a moment, you feel the weight containment is not only procedure, it's consequence. You push a compact, encrypted update confirmation that eyes on the ground are steady and the plan is intact. You bring up the SAT link and confirm encryption. The channel is the thin lifeline to command. The assets go into the slot, sealed, logged, ready in affordance the operation may need. The drone flags an anomaly. Plans bend to new inputs. The pivot must account for this variable. You geotag movements and timestamp them. Every dot refines where the pivot can and can't go. The latter speaks in thresholds. Live data nudges the step you can ethically and operationally take next. Red team models simulate consequences. Each potential pivot carries predicted cascading effects. You confirm the rules of engagement, no assumptions, only checked boxes and documented constraints. A tiny tweak to the earpiece clears the channel. Small maintenance yields reliable connection when stakes rise. The decision log holds precedence. You're not inventing this moment. You're answering all who've made this call before. An encrypted burst sends your update upstream. The timeline adjusts to include your action. You inventory the kit methodically. Readiness is ritual. Mistakes here cost time later. You mark the execution parameters and run the sequence once more. Timing, triggers, fallback paths until it feels exact. A final clean of the interface. Procedural hygiene to avoid leaving traces and to ensure input precision.
Deployment.
You arm the sensor. Its one blink is a promise. Data will flow where it must. Telemetry confirms the first phase. Systems green, pivot underway, and holding as designed. You complete the after-action template, logging exact times and the immediate effects of the pivot for auditors and commanders. The situation timeline ripples outward. Small moves here cause measurable shifts across zones. You bring the partner online. Interagency channels open, and the conversation will shape shared responsibility. Clearances are shown and rechecked. Shared documents require mutual recognition of limits. The liaison memo lays out coordination points and cable codes paper that keeps agencies aligned. Around the matrix, you align resources and timing, a shared choreography of constrained capacity. A discrepancy surfaces. Red team assumptions don't match the map. Coordination is less tidy than the models promised. The tablet is the ledger of communications. Every cable, every control entry, recorded and auditable. You craft the directive with deliberate language, clear, defensible, and tight enough to survive scrutiny. An incoming call flags friction. Approval chains slow and require renegotiation. Bureaucracy becomes another operational variable. The chart maps who signs what and when, pinpointing where systems will stall if pressure increases. You formalize a compromise. Paper and seals bind agencies together. Agreement is a kind of operational glue. Another liaison arrives, badges verified. New actors join the shared responsibility of the pivot. Every binder carries an identifier information sorted into compartments so it can be shared and controlled. The team debates containment. Consensus is the slow, fragile thing you must build before moving forward. A fresh cable changes the calculus. Orders cascade downward, and we must reframe the pivot immediately. The joint action protocols sit pending approval still required before full implementation. Stage 5 after action and rank review. The debrief begins. You will narrate decisions, outcomes, and the judgment of moments that mattered. Your pivot's effects are logged, timelines shifted, resources reallocated. The ledger records cause and consequence. Performance and procedure sit on a single page, the adjudication form that will influence your future assignments. Your supervisor weighs successes against deviations. Promotion, reassignment context will determine which wins out. You close the folder and feel the cost orders archived, but their effects lingering on you. The archive stamp marks the operations active phase as ended. The file moves into institutional memory. Your badge's date is a small, sharp reminder. Commitment has an end date, but its echoes remain. The access log reads like a heartbeat. Others come and go, each entry a tiny act of institutional continuity. The room is quiet now. Protocols shift, people move on, yet every pivot leaves its imprint on the system and on those who made it.